All right, Facebook. I'm back in the 2002 Venture. It is 4:27. All right. I arrived at the hospital today, happy, charged up. I'm finally going to get to see my daughter. Even though it was only 2 hours, it was still 2 hours. I was late because I come from Anderson. The hospital is not in Anderson, so I got into the room 17 minutes late. When I walk into the room thinking I'm going to get my time, there is my ex-wife's mother. And I knew what this was, since any kind of control that she loses in any kind of way, she'll do even the most petty thing just to get something that resembles control, or something that resembles, well, I still won a little bit, which is a win to her. So she installed her mother to stay there, to watch guard, to be the supervisor. This is how she is. This is how she's always been. So I tolerated it for about an hour, and I wanted to ask her mother to leave within minutes, but my daughter was still awake. She was just really groggy. She's really in a lot of pain. To go into a hospital room that you have fought and pulled all kind of stuff is being done to keep you out of that hospital room, and then you finally get there, and to see your little girl with tubes coming out of her, and she's in pain. She couldn't make enough volume with her own voice to talk. You had to lean right down by her mouth. And the note that I asked the social worker to read to her did not get read to her. I'm not mad at the social worker. The social worker explained that she had something come up and had to go to the ER, because she covers that too, so I understand. So I made sure to let my daughter know that Valerie and Daddy were here all day yesterday. We were here in the morning, and we stayed all day till way after your surgery was over. But to see your daughter like that, man, as a parent that's being alienated and plotted against, and then one of the women, my ex's mother, that lied against you in court, gets to stay there, and it's your time. And so after about an hour, I finally went and asked, could I talk to a social worker? No, I found somebody in the hallway, and I just said, I'm not sure who to ask for. I'm wanting to see what I need to do to have my wife's mother removed from my daughter's room. It's supposed to be my visitation time, and I hate that word, visitation. Visitation is for criminals behind bars that have people come to see them because they are locked up for doing something bad and actually being guilty of it. Well, with this system, we know that actually people get locked up all the time and they're not guilty. But still, visitation is for when you are locked up and you have visitors. It is not for freaking good parents that are doing everything they can just to get to be an equal parent. So anyway, I'm waiting for her response. It turns out she's another social worker, and she gives me the, I'm so mad I can't even think. She motions to me to hold on, and she knocks on another door. Then the social worker from yesterday comes out. Then another woman comes out. And so I said, oh boy, something's up. Here we go. And of course, they bring me to another office, and they ask me to sit down. And I see in front of them is not only the new false protective order, but our 2015 divorce decree. I'm like, why do they have our October 9th, 2015 divorce decree? What in the world has my ex come up with here? She goes on to explain to me, this must be the head social worker. I don't know. She did all the talking, so that's why I'm saying that. Anyway, she begins to explain to me that, well, usually in these protective orders, they're a little vague, or they aren't worded as clearly as this one. But in this one here, it's clearly showing that she has full legal and full physical custody. So that means that she makes all the medical decisions. Well, I've already known that. And they said it means that, they mostly live with her. I said, yeah, well, I've known that. She's all about full control, and with this, she's gotten it. And then they said this, well, right now, as we speak, our lawyers are taking a look at this, because if this is true with what your ex-wife says, then she has every right to restrict you from visiting your daughter. And since our lawyers are looking at it right now, if they were to come back, I'm waiting for them to call back. If they call back and say, yeah, she's correct, then we're going to have to ask you to leave. So, once again, these people are just doing their job. As far as I know, they're just doing their job. But my ex-wife is able to control anybody and everything anywhere. So, but I don't have any proof that these people are in any kind of collusion. I don't know. So all I can, Mr. Nice Guy, once again, all I can assume is that they're just doing their jobs. They may even feel bad about it. I don't know. They're just doing their jobs. So being Mr. Nice Guy, like I always am, they said, well, why don't you go on ahead and back in the room and enjoy your the rest of the time you have. And so I'm sitting there. My daughter is fully asleep now, and I'm sitting there with my wife, with my ex-wife's ex-wife's mother, just having to tolerate that. And this is a woman that lied on me in court. Let me go back a little more. This is a woman that I told people with my own mouth and right out of my heart, and I meant every word of it. I used to tell people that this is a woman who is the perfect example of a Christ-following Christian. I mean, a real Christian. This is a woman that I had every reason to believe back then had zero capability of lying, to the point that if someone were to break in her house and hold a gun to her head and said, listen, miss, I'm going to shoot you in the head unless you tell me that you're a donkey, she would say, oh, well, I'm sorry, sir, you're going to have to shoot then, because if I say I'm a donkey, that would be a lie. I mean, that is to the degree that I would tell people how truthful she is. This woman lied in court. I never thought she would lie like this. I mean, yeah, I knew she'd be on her daughter's side, just because, sadly, sometimes that's what some people do. They, rather than going with the truth, they go with so-called blood. And so, I'm not surprised that she was on her daughter's side. But to tell the court, yes, Your Honor, Joseph doesn't like it when people stop by unannounced. And we all used to wonder we all used to be concerned about that. Well, finally, we just started coming by unannounced, because we didn't know if he would, if we did not, there's no way that we would have been able to find out if he had killed the children and our daughter. Can you believe that crap? They wanted to come by unannounced to check, because maybe Joseph had made, I'm driving, that's why I keep looking away and all this. Because maybe Joseph had killed the children and our daughter. That's why we had to stop by unannounced, Your Honor. And Your Honor, he never fed the kids. When we would come by, they would be hungry and their diapers were not changed. Sad. You do know the only reason there were even diapers in the house was because I was the only one that worked throughout. She was a substitute teacher for a few minutes, and she worked at Applebee's for a few minutes in the beginning. But then after that, after she wanted to go the legalistic, religious in a bad way, I'm talking man-made religion and crap, secluded, over shelter your kids homeschool route. And a lot of those mothers, not all of them, I would never say that. Some of them are some of the finest people I know. But she doesn't belong to them. She belongs to the ones where the mothers believe that they are not to work under no circumstances, and they believe public school is of the devil. And so she absolutely would not work. It even got so bad, I don't know that there was any more hours in the week that I could actually work during a period of time, and I pretty much almost begged her to work. And you know what her response was? Well, we don't need cable. Because, as homeschoolers, they didn't grow up with cable. So, not having cable wasn't a big deal to her. And I explained, hey, I need more than $125 a month help. Cutting cable will not cover what we need. So anyway, so I'm sitting in the hospital room today with a woman like that. I don't want to see her face, and it's supposed to be my time. They get to see our children all the time. My parents never get to see the children. Even when I have the children, I have to wait Facebook till I tell you about this one day. Tell you about the maneuver my ex pulled to make it so that I can hardly even bring the kids around my parents. Wait till I tell you about this. Anyway, so the last thing I wanted to do was spend 1 hour and 42 minutes in a hospital room with her 4.5 feet across from me. So they let me know that because of this thing that the lawyers are looking into, and the mother requested her to stay there, that they can't ask her to leave. So I'm in the hospital room. Get ready. Let Facebook listen to this. Listen to this. I've got not even 3 minutes left. It is 2:57 and like 18 seconds. I see the shadows of some feet at the door. I'm like, oh Lord, here we go. They couldn't even give me 2 more minutes. It's the social worker, and she has that look on her face, and she puts her finger up like, and I said, I've just got 2 more minutes. And she made the face like, and again, you know, I know she's just doing her job, and she probably even hated every minute of that. So I go out there, and she said, yeah, we just heard back from our lawyers, and unfortunately, your ex-wife has the right to have you restricted from today and any further visits. My daughter is due to be in that hospital for 3 to 7 days, and now I can't go back to visit my own daughter. Ladies and women out there, I know that there are so many men who've done terrible things, and they deserve protective orders, and they deserve to be locked up. But I didn't do anything. I never hit a woman. I never did anything to deserve one of these freaking protective orders. And the only reason she has this is to use it to keep me from seeing the children. They live 90 minutes away. I'm not even allowed to even know where they live. And now I find out I can't even go visit my own daughter in the hospital anymore. Do you know what it's like to be told that? Like, what do they think I'm gonna do? Go in there and with some snips and cut the cables? These false protection orders are one of the most, even female lawyers have told me they are the most abused and misused things in the arsenal in divorce and custody cases. I was so happy that I was finally going to get to see my daughter today. I was looking forward to taking my wife and our 2 boys there to see her tomorrow, and then my parents and hopefully grandparents this Sunday. Now I don't get to do that. The social worker, she said that she would give me a phone number of something, I forget. She would give me a phone number of security or something where I could at least call and get updates. When my ex-wife finds that out, she's gonna get that cut off too. I mean, what is it gonna take? I just want to see my daughter. I just want the crumbs of time I thought that I was promised. As of today at 12:38, I was told I could see her today from 2 to 4. Then tomorrow from 1 to 4, and then Sunday from 2 to 5. Now that is gone. Can anybody help me? Can anybody share my GoFundMe and share it? Can anybody give $5 to $10 or whatever so that I can afford to go to court? Because we're going to have to go to court to contest this false protective order that was granted with no evidence, with me not even knowing about it. You don't get a phone call from a judge. You don't get anything to ask, well, Mr. Dixon, did you hear about this? Did you stalk her? Did you whatever? Nothing like that. Next thing you know, it's just there. I walked into a hospital yesterday just hoping to see my daughter before they take her back and put a tube down her throat and put her to sleep for heart surgery. Heart surgery. And got screwed out of that. Instead of getting to see my daughter yesterday before surgery, you know what I got to see? I got to see a police officer, hospital security, and a pediatric social worker all come to serve me with a protective order. A protective order that was used to screw me out of seeing my daughter and This is the third one. All of them have been used to screw me from seeing my children. I'm telling you, people that think these protective orders, oh, they're just a piece of paper. Yeah, they're just a piece of paper that will cause a domino effect of destruction in your life. They'll separate you from your children. It'll separate you from your money. It's even caused people to lose jobs if they have a job where they have to have a weapon. Golly, man, what is it going to take? Will somebody please help me? I have no ability to make any more money. And you know what? If I did make any more money, she would file some kind of financial discovery thing. Look, Your Honor, he's making more money. Now I need more than $221 a week while I still don't work. Will somebody help me? Will somebody please donate? I am begging. I will do sound. I will be your freaking bodyguard. If you have any MMA fights, amateur, illegal, I don't care. Anything legal, I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean that. Anything legal that Joseph Dixon can do to make money, let me know. I will freaking be there. I don't care if I don't sleep, what it takes. I've got to make money to go to court, to try to be, I don't even have any plans or any thoughts of revenge or trying to get back. I'm talking legal revenge, not so, Your Honor, or whoever's going to watch this, however this is going to try to be used against me, that is not what I mean. Golly, anything that I can legally do to make money to go to court to try to be an equal parent, please let Joseph Dixon know. Please. I don't know what else to say. I am so disappointed. I'm so upset. I feel like if somebody took my blood pressure right now, they'd probably make me stay at the hospital. I don't know what a stroke feels like, but I feel like I'm close to finding out. Please, if you can help me, please help me. I just want to see my daughter, and I just want to be a father to my kids. Golly, man, what is it going to take?